Alright, welcome back. Okay, so now it's time for the next storybook, The Black Sword. Starring our good old friend, Oswald. Remember him? This is one of my favorite chapters, because Oswald is a lot of fun to play. And just a quick little heads up, Oswald is a lot less nice than some of the other playable characters. He's also a lot more edgy. Because of course a guy called the Shadow Knight is going to be super edgy. Starting off strong.
As I thought, trying to avoid one's fate is like trying to stop the stars. Not even those who see the future can keep from carrying out their fates.
Why were you holding back? I was opened several times.
Do not worry about me. Your Leifthrasir is a weapon without peer. My time is up. Use my death to validate the claims of its power. Take my head and announce your victory to the commander of the fairies.
He's being awfully calm about being killed by Oswald.
This was caused by that country. But they did not hire me. My father specifically asked me to do this.
He is not your father. Your real father is a man named Edgar.
That means nothing. That is just the name of a man who abandoned a baby.
So edgy.
Melvin is my only father. Even though I am human, he raised me as his own.
Do not forget that when the time comes.
You talk as if you know everything. Let me cease your tongues flapping.
Once again, Oswald is voiced by one Derek Stephen Prince,
The darkness.
the Digimon Emperor himself.
That shall be your destiny.
Alrighty then. And that dragon is now dead. And that's a quick little look at something unique to Oswald.
It is as Melvin said. As long as I have this Leifthrasir, even the dragon shall fear me.
Very much like Siegfried, the Dragon Slayer. In fact, I'm pretty sure Oswald's story is based on Siegfried. But anyway, let's go over controlling Oswald. He has a powerful Berserk mode. This is part of the reason why I like Oswald, because he has a devil trigger. You get actively rewarded for beating the hell out of your opponents. What's the Berserk mode do? Oh, it just makes you even stronger and even faster. And it does this. Just completely up the edginess, even more so. Look at this. Yeah! Oswald also has his own unique grapple feature, so we can get into Berserk mode even faster. And he can move through shadow. Again, Oswald's a big favorite of mine. I like him a lot. Yeah, he's pretty edgy, but you know what? I like a Dark Knight character. They're pretty fun. It's probably my favorite class in Final Fantasy, and you know what? Oswald pretty much plays a Dark Knight in this. Kind of like a Paladin of Vengeance in D&D. I don't know. Either way, it's fun. Or maybe he's more like a barbarian. Hard to say. Doesn't matter. Oswald's great. He's a whole lot of fun to play. Just his basic combos are super aggressive. So we're still in the prelude. Let's head back to Ringford Palace. Oh look,
Greetings,
Leifthrasir is still alive at this point.
This is the strongest blade among all ciphers. It surpasses even the might of the Demon Lord's weapon, Balor.
I have heard that the power of the sword is enough to ward off curses.
Good. Leave us, Oswald. There is nothing to fear. We shall not be harmed. This allows us to perform otherwise dangerous feats, such as hunting dragons.
Leifthrasir is not okay with this.
Are the rumors indeed true? Has Hindle been killed?
Oh yeah, Wagner was super pissed off about Hindle being
Amazing
killed.
sword can cut through a dragon's armored hide like butter. If this sword can be mass-produced, the lesser nations will kneel to us.
Although, wait, didn't they mention that the Belder is actually super cursed? Like, super mega ultra cursed?
Well, Brahm, the Queen highly praised the sword you created,
I don't think she did.
but she hesitates to mass-produce it. 'Tis frustrating.
Aren't you afraid? I am terrified myself. Many have been taken by the sword's curse, and have been turned into ghosts.
Well,
What
shit.
fate awaits Oswald?
Don't look so glum, Brahm. Oswald shall be fine. He is a true swordsman.
Melvin, the messengers are calling.
I shall be there shortly. Brahm, I suggest you do not concern yourself with this. It won't do you any good.
I feel like it's pretty warranted to be concerned about it.
I never should have crafted that weapon. Ah, it will part the heavens and tear the earth asunder.
Sounds like a pretty strong-ass weapon. And yet Reblom is the thing that destroyed the Balor. Huh.
The Demon Lord's daughters are evil. They lead the Valkyries and gleefully slaughter all they face in battle.
Do they now?
It's too much to expect us to fight against such fiends.
Meanwhile, the literal Shadow Knight is right next to you.
Oh, Belder wielder.
You are our pride and joy. Our people have scattered after the war between the fairies and the dwarves.
Those who fled served the Demon Lord, while those who failed to escape were captured and sworn to serve the fairies.
We left our forges, which meant everything to us. But now the time has come for the Queen to realize our power.
Oswald, do not place too much trust in Melvin. He thinks nothing of you. Let me prove it.
Speak not of Melvin. I will not hear a word against him.
Yeah, Oswald's pretty loyal to Melvin. But we kind of know from Mercedes' playthrough that Melvin is kind of a huge piece of shit.
Please don't scowl at me like that. I'm just a local guide. How about a meal?
I don't have any money. I just started.
Death's apprentice. We shall not require the assistance of your despicable power.
You sure about that?
Unicorns and Paladin will dispose of the Aesir threat.
Ah, well. Anyway, off to Nebulopolis. Got ourselves a mission. Oswald's brooding right now.
Oswald, I must speak up. Listen to me. This is about the fate of your sword.
What is it?
I deeply regret handing you that sword. That blade will take its wielder to the Netherworld, where he loses his soul. Those revenants up in the mountains, they are former users of the Beldereaver.
Oh, shit.
The same fate awaits
From!
Uh-oh.
I told you, it won't do you any good. Right now, your reluctance
So those
is holding back
bugbears
your
are
efforts
former
of our
users of the
nation.
Beldereaver. So not great.
But it is not in my nature to soil my hands with the blood of my friends. I shall send you to the Netherworld.
How's that any different?
Nahalia will take care of you. Take the traitor away.
Bring him to the Netherworld.
Lord Melvin! The pride that keeps you so fearless will be the thing that leads to your death.
He fears the power of the sword and has lost his nerve. Don't concern yourself. Or are you beginning to despise the sword yourself?
All I wish is to be able to continue serving you. I shall obey your commands.
Ah, Oswald, I'm so lucky to have such a devoted son.
Just the absolute most smug, evil
A task which
asshole.
only you can perform. 'Tis reconnaissance into the very heart of the enemy.
So we're going to Odin's kingdom. Alright then. I don't see why you don't just have Oswald, like, assassinate Odin by himself. Like, while he's sleeping. Be super easy. Especially with the Beldereaver. Wait till Odin gets drunk and passes out. Just stab him. So once again, we don't really have any moves to start off with, but you know what? Oswald's got a berserk mode. That more than makes up for it. Got ourselves a steel key. But hey, our first Boson Prism is coming up. What cool move is Oswald gonna learn first? You know, the Beldereaver is always called a sword, but for some reason I always saw it more as a dagger. Just from the way it's drawn, it always looked a bit smaller in comparison to, say, like, Cornelius' sword. I guess it's really because, like, the majority of the blade is just the cipher. You know what? Doesn't matter. Still looks pretty freaking cool. Yeah, Berserk, how do you like this? You know, he's kind of like Guts. Just a bit. So what's our first Phozon Prism? Vile Rush. Slashes that gradually intensify. It's a dragon-slaying magic sword. That's how they describe it. Nice. You know, the story's called The Black Sword, so yeah, there actually are some similarities between Guts and Oswald. Obviously, Oswald's a little bit more pretty than, say, Guts, while Guts has a lot more muscles to work with. But they're both swordsmen they both have curses that threaten to make them into the monster that they hunt. They both have very effective berserk modes. And as you'll soon see later on, they both have love interests that kind of keep them from going too far off the deep end.
Now that you've seen me, I can't let you live.
Oh, jeez, Oswald.
I have seen nothing. Is there anything you need? I'll sell you anything. Anything but my life.
Oswald's the first one to threaten a shopkeeper. Actually, I think he's the first one to ever talk to a shopkeeper. Like, directly. And again, Oswald is on, like, a secret mission. So being seen is not exactly something that he wants to deal with. So here's Vile Rush. It's pretty good. It's just non-stop slashing. And it don't stop. It just doesn't stop. Just more slashes. Even more. It just melts them. And yes, you can do it in Berserk mode. You can do all your Cypher moves in Berserk mode. Part of why Oswald is such a fun character to play as. Just pour on even more damage. Even more. Oswald's so cool. Got another key. Kind of makes you wonder how Mercedes was able to beat him, considering that he's so damn strong. Look at that! That is a dark-ass grapple. Got an A rank. Again, the grades don't really matter. They just affect a little bit of the treasure, like how much money you get. But you know what? It still doesn't feel all that great to get an A rank when everything else has been an S rank. Ah well, just gonna have to ace it from here on out. There's so many keys. As I mentioned, Oswald's sword is a Dragon Slayer. Much like Guts' Dragon Slayer, only it's a bit smaller. But Oswald's story seems to take a lot of inspiration, or it seems to be slightly inspired by the story of Siegfried. So the story is due to its adaptation by Richard Wagner. Hey, that's kind of like the Dragon Wagner. It follows the character of Siegfried, or Sigurd, which is the name of a Fire Emblem Lord character. He was requested to slay Fafnir, a dragon, by Regin, his foster parent and guardian. Regin was the brother of Otur and Fafnir, and son of Hrimdar. Okay, Otur was killed by the Aesir after they mistook him for an otter. Norse mythology is weird. And as compensation had his body stuffed with gold. Alright. Fafnir then killed Hidmar and stole the Otur's gold. And better to guard it, turned himself into a dragon. Siegfried met with Odin on his way, who advised the hero to dig trenches to drain the dragon's blood, which apparently gave him invulnerability. He killed Fafnir when the dragon walked over the trench and bathed himself in the blood. However, a leaf had fallen and stuck itself on his shoulder. When he drank some of the blood, he understood the language of the birds. Alright. And learned that Regin was plotting his death. As retaliation, he killed Regin first. Despite gaining gold, however, it brought him no happiness. And yeah, that one little area on his shoulder, I'm pretty sure that led to his death. You know, it's another little Achilles heel thing. Which kind of, like, relates to Guts, because I think the curse mark for Guts is, like, near the nape of his neck. Pretty close to that area. As far as I know, Oswald doesn't really have a certain weakness, but then again, he's not invulnerable. Like, he didn't bathe in dragon's blood. He's a dragon slayer, but, well, the first dragon he killed was Hindle. And I'm pretty sure Hindle wasn't so much a fighter like Wagner. From what Oswald said, Hindle kind of just let himself get killed. So, is it really like that big of a deal that Oswald killed him? The title Dragon Slayer seems a little, I don't know, doesn't feel quite as earned as, say, slaying a dragon like Wagner. But you know what? There's still, as far as I know, 2 other dragons at the moment who need their asses kicked. So maybe we'll go kill Wagner. Belial, I'm pretty sure, is already dead, you know, in one of the other stories, and it wasn't Oswald who killed him. Maybe Wagner. Maybe we'll fight Wagner again. Make this a proper dragon slaying sword. Again, your airship kind of sucks if I can just take it down with a sword. Saturn Bangle. May as well put all this stuff on. Time to go through a whole bunch of keys. There's a lot of them. The early game always makes the mulberries actually feel like they're worth something. But only like the first chapter or so. After that, they're kinda useless. May as well eat a whole bushel. You can't do any secret missions on an empty stomach. Gotta give it to Odin. His security system is not half bad. Even the gargoyles are like up and ready for a surprise intruder. So many keys. And now we have a red key. Gonna have to find another bluestone key if there is one.
Whoa, I'm not an enemy. I'm just a traveling salesman passing through. As long as you have cash, I don't care who you are.
Thanks, Doug Earl Holtz. Oh cool, he sells a bluestone key. How convenient. Why did you have that? You know what? Don't care. Time to go get that last treasure. Oh, wrong key. There we go. And that was super not worth it. Ah, well, whatever. We're getting close. Although we're not going to be fighting Odin quite just yet. Like, it's a little too early for that. We just fought him with Mercedes. Secret foes on Prism. There's always 3 in a stage. What'd we get this time? We got Crazed Grip. All of Oswald's moves just sound so damn evil. And of course, Oswald's choice of colors are purple and red. Because purple and red are evil colors. It means your character is evil. Because purple is the color of evil and death, and red is the color of blood. Crazed Grip is a pretty darn good move, I have to say. Gives you a little bit of momentum to work with. And it also feels like Oswald is just breaking somebody's neck. Ever so slightly. Anyway, time to fight a boss. Wonder who we're fighting now. Better hide. Oh, it's Brigand.
The Demon Lord will hear this and be dumbfounded. Odin, you coward! Denying my strategy and launching a sneak attack with the Valkyries.
'Tis a timid move to make against the fairies.
Ugh, exactly. All we have to do is stomp those winged bugs on the front lines. All of you! You're all cowards!
Lord Brigand, methinks you might be more suitable to lead the country.
You think so? You flatter me, Scaldy. Do you really
Because the three wise men are always so trustworthy.
Yes, of course. Odin is a feeble old man. Only you can run the nation. Eh? Who
Oswald's not that good at hiding.
What? Is someone hiding?
Not very good at it. But you know what? He doesn't need to. Sup?
And just who are you? You'd like to share a drink with us, huh? If not, don't interfere.
Well, alright then.
Wait a minute. You were listening to us just now, weren't you?
Maybe.
Who are you? Speak! Or I'll crush your head until your name falls out.
You got your ass kicked by a puka, dude. You don't stand a chance. Anyway, it's Brigand again. Oh boy. Always a fun guy to fight. Same boss fight, different player character. Just knock off all those plates off his chest, and then just go to town on him. That is a waste of good mead. You are gonna pay for that. Just push him across the map. All the way across. Yeah! How do you like it? He's getting a refill while I'm kicking his ass. I gotta give him props for that. Oh, goodness. Just never stop slashing. Always be slashing. Always be stabbing. And down he goes. Again. What a bitch. And yet Oswald apparently didn't kill him.
So he is after the cauldron. The general spoke the truth. The invasion is almost here.
Better hide again.
Princess Gwendolyn.
Oh, hey.
Perfectly.
Do you think so? I wonder if Father will be surprised.
Speak of the devil.
Why are you wearing that? For King Odin's daughter to be concerned with her image instead of battle. You could learn a thing or two from your sister.
Oh, so Griselda's not dead yet.
My apologies.
Your Majesty, Lord Brigand.
What is that fool doing now?
He got knocked the fuck out, sire. It's pretty embarrassing.
He didn't notice. This was Mother's dress.
How small was your mom in comparison? You know what? I don't want to have that question answered.
I apologize. I shouldn't have brought the dress.
No, don't apologize, Miris. I'm happy to be able to wear my mother's dress. But
Miris tries her best.
Princess Gwendolyn.
let's go. I must change into my armor.
Oh look, she dropped a feather.
Gwendolyn.
Hendel did mention something about a bird.
Daughter known as Odin's witch. Could that be her?
Is love in the air? Who knows? What I do know is we got a new Phozon prism. And it is... Serpent Grief. Nice. Anyway, that's going to do it for this update. And next update, probably more killing. Oswald's really good at that. Anyway, until then, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next update. Until then, see ya.